fucking easy up, even if I like don't expect it to be bad weather. I'd put my 10 under that before.
I put the tree in. Is that fine?
Interesting. Lots of E going on.
I'm gonna say.
All right, Norak I know's out. Hood and Mitch are snowed in.
We're not gonna have hoodwinks tonight? What?
Nope. Nope.
Hood and Mitch are snowed in.
Heard from Paul. I know Mordred's out this week. Don't heard anything out of Paul.
You got that,
3
Marl?
feet of snow.
I
don't think anyone saw it.
Alright.
Alright.
I just saw his message.
Okay, cool, man.
Plus you weren't muted, so we heard half the conversation. It's alright.
Alright, sorry. Chili's is logging on right now.
Okay, Chillis is coming. So really just, I guess we could have Hughes go. Deals.
I guess I could change out of my farmer transmog into something more epic.
I know. I don't want to. I'd really like to do this.
I'm gonna be raiding. I want tomorrow to see like what the cool gear looks like. I just walk around looking like a farmer. That's not really good incentive to play the game.
He's out of town.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would change it.
I would call this still is pretty much a holiday.
This is my joke. So it's called transmog. You call it Xmog for short, or some transmogrification. It allows you to make your outfits look like however you want. So right now, this is the gear I have on. I'll show you what it looks like.
I'm the opposite.
And that's on Diablo as well. So this is how I would look here on the left. But I changed it so I could look like a humble farmer. And that's called transmogrification. Pretty much makes it look how you want to look.
So I can bring
If
my
you look
demon
how
hunter?
you want to look. You don't have to look like what
Fuck
you're
you,
wearing.
dude. I'm fucking geared for
That
it
way
now.
you don't
Eat
have to
my cow.
wear gear.
Why am I getting hit? Why am I getting hit?
Because a lot of the gear
reason I got
has stats that make you stronger and bonuses. So you want to wear gear different. Like you don't want to wear gear because of how it looks. You want to wear gear.
That's the only
because it
reason
makes you
anybody wants to do
stronger.
normal balls so I can switch to our alts.
But this allows you to
Got a problem
look
with
how
that?
you want.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's fat.
I mean, I'll do it for 10
You need to get that tier first.
How does angry assignments work?
So you can match with your
I'll show you in a
pets and your
second.
mounts and all
It
that
just
different kinds of
shows
stuff.
up on your screen, and you put it in place, and then shit pops up when he puts it there.
Put a dick.
Type UC.
I mean, you could definitely do an ASCII dick.
the assignments for this, although I'll have to change them,
So
obviously.
yeah, sorry, I'm
Yeah,
bringing
I
my
did
pet
not
journal right
see any
now.
assignments.
Did you
Looking
download
for
Agri assignments?
KT. Here we go.
No.
That's why you didn't see them.
Yeah, he wasn't there for the notes.
I know.
I downloaded this add-on. It's saying I'm on Moon. Chilius is on Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The
The add-on must.
you want. No, I'm just kidding.
My wife says I'm on Skull. This add-on must be malfunctioning. Why are you telling us to download a broken add-on? That's not what it says on my screen. I'm just messing with it. It says Skull Chilius.
I should just be able to push the notes.
Alright, so it's gonna be my assignment. I'll go over that later. I'm just messing with them. I'm just giving them a
You
hard time.
dropping a cauldron?
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Can I have a summon, please? Chilius, can I have a summon?
Closet, please. All right, let me start markers.
So a closet's like what they refer to as a warlock portal that they're gonna use to summon me. So this is my
I
gear,
have one of those nights.
and like
Gotta
pretty
remember
much
give me just a second.
like how to explain it. Okay, so like when the expansion first came out, this is the whole entire world. Like these are bosses you can do in the world. So the raid wasn't open at first, I don't think, at least for like the first week or two. Then the first raid that came out, the
Alright,
only
I'm
raid
gonna
that
throw
you could
some
do
too. I want
was
one more
like
healer and-
wait, Emerald Warden and Trial of Valor came out together, right? Or did Trial of Valor come out after Emerald Warden? Or Emerald Nightmare? After. So this is the only raid that you can do. The easiest mode that you can do it on is
Call it in
Raid
for
Finder.
tonight, so don't worry about that.
And like half the abilities don't, half the bosses just don't hit as hard, and they don't use half of their abilities. Oh, Raid Finder. That's the easiest mode you can do the raid on. It's really easy. It's for newer players who don't really play that much, and you don't have to form a group. The system forms a group for you. But pretty much Raid Finder is, so Raid Finder is the easiest you can do it on. So there's Emerald Nightmare Raid Finder. And Raid Finder drops like 865 gear, 865 gear for Emerald Nightmare. And then like that's the power of the gear. It's called item level, but pretty much that's how strong the gear is. The higher the item level, the more stats it's gonna have on it, and etc. So like it'll have more intellect, like and all different kinds of stuff, kind of like in Diablo.
Hey, how do I get rid of this
And
jam?
then there's Raid Finder, Raid Finder's
user setting
835
overlay,
here.
and then just turn it off.
Normal is 850. So if you notice this Raid Finder here from the first raid drops 835 item level, and that has like 1,184 intellect on it. And intellect, the more intellect they have, the harder my spells hit. And if you go over to normal, you notice that one has 1,362 intellect on it. So it has like almost 200, about 200 more, 180 to 200 more intellect. So that means that my spells will hit a little bit harder because of having the normal helmet versus Raid Finder helmet. And then it goes, so for Heroic, notice how it increases. And then Mythic as well, notice how it increases. And then this is it. Then this was the only raid that was out at first, and later came the Trial of Valor. And notice how the Trial of Valor on Raid Finder
what do we have in
drops 845 gear. And then on normal, it drops 860 gear. On Heroic, it drops 875 gear. And on Mythic, it drops 890 gear. So that's 10 item levels higher across the board for all the different difficulties than the previous raid. Because on Mythic, the previous raid dropped 880 gear. On Mythic, this one drops 895. And then a few months later, this one came out. So like every single 4 months, roughly speaking, a new raid will come out. And this is the Nighthold, and it's the same thing. Notice how it drops 905 gear, so it's 15 item levels higher for Mythic, and then the Raid Finder drops like 860. You know, Heroic drops 890. So Heroic drops what the previous raid did on Mythic for this one. And then Tomb of Sargeras, and then we're looking at this again where Heroic drops 915, but the Mythic drops 930. So like the item level will go up, increasing the power of the gear as raids come out. And then this is what we're currently on, where Mythic will drop 960. So it's 30 item levels higher than the mythic from before. If that makes any sense at all. So like that's a lot of power. You know, it's a lot.
So I need one.
So pretty much as the raids go on and stuff like that, like it gets stronger.
Damn.
I mean, as the 2 years go by, the I forgot to get my money from auction house. As the 2 years go by,
updating assignments.
pretty much
Actually, I'm gonna put.
I mean, as the expansion goes by over the course of 2 years, gear gets stronger, stronger, and stronger.
All right.
But the difficulties also factor into the strength of the gear.
All right. I just
That's what I was trying to say.
updated the assignments.
Okay, so on this fight, a bunch of stuff is going to happen.
Or you're on Moon,
One of them.
Okay.
since you didn't have it. Okay.
What about?
What's that? All right. Delist that. All right. Let's summon this priest and get started. Score.
Yeah.
Closet. There you go.
Here's your cookies, so I don't want to hear anybody bitching.
Oh, help cookies.
No one bitched.
God damn, now the guy wants a fucking marker. Jesus. Gore asked for so much.
So
But he's right though. There is no triangle.
pretty much, yeah.
That
So
doesn't
these are
matter.
help cookies warlocks can put down. And then
All
my
markers are
assignment here is
approximated,
skull.
so-
So on this boss fight, a bunch of stuff will
So
happen,
my triangle.
and
or
there's going to
moon
be
now?
these ads that
Your moon.
spawn,
Okay.
GK is the hunter.
and
Triangle.
pretty much these
But there's
ads
no
that
triangle
spawn
down,
will
Oh, okay.
they need to be crowd controlled, like rooted or stunned
No,
or
he's
snared.
over there.
Because we'll get
Alright,
what will
peace.
happen is they'll walk towards the boss, and when they hit the boss, they'll explode, doing a lot of
Down,
damage,
Cauldron's right
and then
next
we'll
to
have a
it.
debuff, which cannot stack, which means that pretty much we're gonna be taking a lot of damage.
Scrap is
At
down.
that.
Cauldron in your thieves.
Okay, yeah, oops. So yeah, which pretty much means we're gonna be taking a lot of damage. So like it will last like 20-30 seconds. So the next ad cannot walk in and hit the boss until like 20 or 30 seconds later. Otherwise they might
shield that's blocking you.
wipe
Yeah,
us.
it's a pain in the ass.
It can kill us and stuff like that, and that'd be no good. So pretty much we need to make sure the ads walk to the boss one at a time, and
All right, take
while,
a second one if you
while
didn't get one.
doing other stuff
Ready?
throughout the fight. We'll try and explain it as we're
Who
doing
the fuck
it,
is
but
Daddy?
Me.
you'll kind of see as we're doing it. Every single boss is different. There's like a lot of bosses in here. We already did most of the
No, I
ones
just
you
saw
said,
that pop
so
up
we're
my
finishing
screen.
up
I'm
the
like,
last two.
am
And we
I
have
wrong
here, and then we're gonna come in on
fucking
Mythic and do it on Mythic. Right now we're only doing Heroic right now.
Wait, that
So
moon?
there's like LFR, normal, Heroic. So like I was trying to tell you, but you didn't see it. Is that pretty much
I mean, I'm just gonna
like you
Sorry,
level
it
up,
totally
you
took
only
me off
have the
guard.
world
What the
bosses. They're
fuck?
being like really loud right
Don't
now.
worry, I'm just
So,
making
one
all
sec.
around.
It's because there's a girl who's speaking talking in there. I bet she's not even from our guild.
Forget that later.
So they're
She's
flirting.
not.
They're flirting with her
Your
is why.
name doesn't
She's
really
not,
jive
she's
with
from outside the
Daddy,
field,
but-
but her name
Anyway.
on her thing says Daddy.
Alright,
You're talking about.
Does it really?
Yeah, look, Daddy.
Oh my god. Freaking attention whore. Like, oh my god.
Right now.
Anyways, going on.
Giggity.
I'll explain the Tyrion thing later on again. Well,
Did you
like,
get a
I'll explain the Tyrion thing later on again. But pretty much,
Alright,
like,
so
we
once
can
again,
only do the world
assignments.
bosses and oh crap. No, I don't got time to explain
We're
this.
going.
So we're about to pull. Every single class is a
I agree.
rotation. I'm frost, so mine works a
I agree.
certain way. I'll kind of go over it. I'm gonna pre-pop right now. I'm gonna pop all my stuff. I'm going hand. So I'm casting up in frost roll into an instant class fury and flurry into an ice lance. And then these are ice lances on the side, and then the thing across the top here is my flurry procs. I'm hitting it. And then this is a pulsing AoE that goes up around us. We cannot touch each other because then we'll share each other's AoE and it will hurt a lot, and nobody wants to do that. And every single time I get that one thing here, I cast a Frostbolt, and I use that, and then I hit Ice Lance right afterwards. And I just pretty much keep on doing that. And you notice how we're all staying spread out, so we're not hitting each other's placings. Okay, so we have to dodge these, which we just did. If we get hit by that, it's going to hurt a lot. Now these tanks are going to have this thing go up on it right now called Foe Breaker, and in this one, they have to take to the raid. And we share that because it's a shared cleave. So, like, the more people are in it, the more people it splits between, and it doesn't kill us all like no tomorrow. And then he's going to start casting his Syrian Temp thing here while we're 3% behind. It's also because I'm probably explaining a bit. But yeah, so then he starts casting that, and you gotta obviously run out of that.
I have.
So, yeah, you think Diablo's bad, like, there's a lot more you have to do here. Okay, so we're at 80%, so I'm the one next to Skull, and then this one here just spawned next to Skull right there, and then we had to kill these ads and avoid all this stuff going on here. Okay, so like right now that's circle. Okay, and then I'm gonna root Skull again, and then right now I'm going after this next ad because the other one's down. And they can't be close to each other because they do really high pulse and AoE and it hurts and a whole bunch of other crap, and they dragged it out of my range. Alright, Skull's loose, I can't do anything about it.
Okay, let it go in, let it go in.
I'm letting them know because like, yeah, they set it up because my roots don't last as long anyways, so Skull would be the first one to go in. Okay, these flares are dropping off, and now we're going to get the Scorching as well still. So now we have these flares that we can't stand in.
I'll use my healing.
And we have the Scorching buff. So we're like, people are trying to find places to be, but you notice how we feel like we have less room because of the flares. So people are kind of clumping up next to each other, but they're not supposed to be.
4, 3,
Can you pull that cell?
2, 1.
And then, yeah, see, that debuff there, it does a lot of damage over time. And then, there we go. And we got to get back in there. Crap, almost popped my pre-pot. That would have been bad. And then just flame raid again. Alright, and then we're going to back up and then, like, out. And this is, like, literally pretty much the entire fight for as far as this goes. You just rotate between these abilities. See, now this other ad is being dragged in because it needs to be. And then we get the debuff again where it says that everybody is going to take, every single 1 second, we're going to take pretty much 300,000 damage per second on top of all the other damage we have going on here. So it's very important that we're not on top of each other like that when we don't need to be. And a whole bunch of other stuff.
Okay.
And pretty much that if 2 of these ads were to get pulled in like that, that's why we are reading them like that. If 2 of them were to get pulled in like that, it would be bad for us because that debuff would stack, pretty much making it so we take 600,000 damage per second instead of 300,000 damage per second, and that's just kind of unkillable. So you don't want that. Run out, and it's just like pretty much rinse and repeat on this. And we got to push him to a set percentage, and then he's going to spawn more ads again, and then that's the last time, and then we just kind of kill them one at a time.
9% to transition.
Yeah.
1 up. You just leave it.
Beware. Cooldown-ish. And then there's a flare, and then like I got Scorching on me still. I'm pinning on my Ice Barrier because this is a lot of damage going on. This shadow circle here you see on the ground, I'm dropping. When I stand inside it, it increases my damage, but I'm kind of being forced out of it because of all the stuff going on.
1%.
Okay, so yeah, we see how we're Scorching next to each other, so we're trying to figure it out.
Get on your
Place
ass.
to be. Okay, so I got to get back over to Skull because I was in charge of it. I'm gonna root it right now.
Lust.
And then we have to.
Go ahead and try.
Okay, so we just popped Bloodlust, which increases our casting speed drastically, so we can help get these ads down a little bit quicker. And I'm gonna root this one again.
Second pot.
All right, my Skull root is coming up right now.
Okay, just let him walk in.
It's more near the door.
Okay. Just let it go. Nobody do damage. So watch the facing on the
There's 2 next to Skull, so I was trying to clarify which one was mine.
Okay, just
Beware. And this is the door where the bridge disappeared here where we entered. So I was letting them know that. So they wouldn't accidentally root the wrong way. And then on this mode, like you see how the lines are moving around a lot more and stuff like that as well.
spread out a little, guys. So.
Beware.
So can you get that one in? Yep.
4,
Don't worry about Moon. I can keep my advantage.
And then pretty much we're gonna slowly go through the same process. Full breaker. Okay, we're gonna stack for flame rain. So the tank's the full breaker, and then the flame rain shares between all of us.
Tied.
Oh crap! I blinked out too early. Why did I do that? I forgot the second one. I get it. I swear. I swear. But yeah, pretty much everybody has a set rotation in order to push their maximum amount of damage. If not, then we'll be in this fight too long, and healers will lose mana, as you can tell by how much damage we're taking, as well as there's an rage timer. Like, you can only be in the fights for so long before the boss goes around and starts one-shotting people. So all these, like, literally, the tanks right now are holding the boss. But the tanks are set up so they can mitigate damage. I'm set up so I can do as much damage as possible. And Jess, my wife, they set up so she can do as much healing as possible. But what will happen is that the tanks, when the boss rages, will start taking damage that's not mitigatable. That they literally cannot survive it. And then the boss will go around one-shotting everybody. So as a damage dealer, you have to make sure that you pull enough damage in order to beat the enrage timer, which is usually an average of 5 minutes between all the bosses. So pretty much we have 5 minutes to kill this boss before he one-shots the tanks and then turns on us.
Oh, damn it.
So that means that if we're not bringing our damage game, we're going to keep canceling. This is the damage on the side. Usually I'm closer up to the top, but I'm explaining stuff. So,
oh, no shit.
It's, what?
Look at this priest healing.
Didn't have holy, duh.
She's telling me to look at the priest healing. Is that the daddy person or whatever?
Yes!
Who is she talking?
Is she dis? Or
Look at
holy?
her healing. She's underneath the
No, I
tank.
don't.
Oh, I was looking at holy issue.
No.
Or
Her! All the way at the freaking bottom.
Oh, why is she that low?
Pretty sick.
I have no idea.
Hey, there was lots of damage to heal. I felt like I was like, staggering there.
Good job. Let me change.
How geared is she?
I have no idea, but
Watch her have a whole bunch of gear and stuff like that. I know how she got geared.
Heals
She's actually not that geared. She's got like 935, 940.
4
If she had like a whole bunch of gear, I'm like, well, I mean, come on now. Listen to how she was flirting, and she has daddy in her Discord name. She probably just gets gear thrown at her. No skill required. She's like, I'm not ashamed. I'm a loot whore. I did not log this fight. I need to turn on my combat log.
I'll be right back while you're setting this up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now combat's being logged. I forgot to log that fight, I'm sorry. I just turned on my combat log now.
No,
It's okay.
I need that log.
I've got it. Don't worry. I'll load it after.
Chilius is like explaining.
Oh, cool.
I have a friend that might get into WoW, so I'm like explaining what I'm doing. So I'm sorry if I'm parsing low tonight.
It's okay.
Alright, yeah, because I'm streaming and explaining as I'm going along.
you can't be doing as bad as I fucking
Did anyone else
I mean, I'm not healing, so. Alright.
It happens every once in a while.
That's kind of hard to compare.
Yeah. All right. Physicals carrying. I'm on fire. Shadows forbidden. Seth, sorry, you're on astral. Chillis, you're on ice. Ray, nature. Steven, you're on holy. Sorry,
Astral as an arcane.
because I don't have anybody else. Yeah, arcane.
Oh man, I love that living color episode with Jim Carrey. He's white.
Just for interrupts.
They're out there in the Cobra strap.
Until the Willer got shot in the butt. When really,
So-
it was just a toilet paper cut.
Yeah, so holy is right next to physical,
Oh
so
my
you can sit
God.
on physical, and then just keep an eye on the cast bar, and if it happens to start casting
Okay.
beacon, interrupt it. So
So there's a whole bunch of
That's
stuff
right.
that's gonna happen in this fight.
unfortunately,
Every now and then the boss will cleave with like his big huge giant weapon.
Arcane is like
And we have to
all
stay
where the
stacked,
port
because
up thing
otherwise
is,
it might go
that's
ahead of us,
Yeah.
or like all over the place. And we need to
Yeah,
use
sorry about that.
as much of the
Anybody
room going
else?
around in this circle as
Usually that'd be
possible
Nora.
while we're doing this fight. So pretty much what's going to happen is he's going to cleave this shadow
Not
column,
really. I mean, I
and
could put
we can't
PK,
stand in
but
it. It's going to be bad if we stand in it. It'll pretty much do a lot of damage, and you'll die really quickly.
Yeah, he's
It almost one-shots
Alright.
you. You can maybe survive 2 or 3 hits if you have
Nah, it's fine.
certain
I'm not
heals
worried
up on
about
you are absorbed,
You knew
but
it.
that's about it.
yeah.
And then
We're still gonna roast these guys.
every now and then that same effect that he does in a cone when he cleaves.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
He'll
sword, I'm
pick
gonna take dagger.
a few people at random, and then they'll have a debuff on them, and they'll drop a circle that does the same exact thing. So they got to move the circles behind the group while we stack closer to help use the room, so we don't run out of space with the cones. Then he'll
unless it's
be casting these weird things on people that pretty much can one-shot somebody, so they have to run away as far away and then pop a defensive so they don't get one-shotted, and because it'll do a lot of damage to them, and it will also do the same damage to anybody else who's like within 30 to 40 yards of them, game-wise, which is almost the distance that we are from this boss. We're pretty much what we're at from this boss to there. So the tanks are gonna move the boss where purple is, the diamond, and then people have to pretty much pull this stuff all the way back here. But if they're too, it will go up on 3 people. So if they're too close to each other, that would be bad. So one person has to go to moon, another person has to go to circle, another person has to go to X, etc., and they have to mitigate it by popping something that will make them take less damage when that goes off. If it goes off on me, I'll show you. And it pretty much everybody else has to avoid these rays, and if you get the ray on you, don't move, because it's easier for people to move around the ray than for you to move the ray around them. It's like really complicated to explain. Then we'll have different ads that spawn up, and like you'll see, I'll explain it as it's going on. It's just a lot. This fight is a lot.
1.
Yeah, it's three of them, right?
Yeah.
So right now we're just damaging, and we're saying all stacked right now. We were saying stacked right now, so pretty much when the cone does happen, you know, and then these circles that are dropping, they provide different buffs. You want to pick up the ones that are best for you. Oh my god, screw those circles.
Cone coming in 2.
So he's telling us that the cone's about to come in 2 seconds.
Go.
Okay, so he's casting it right now, and then I got hit by it. I got hit on the side by it. That's no good. But it's alright. We're moving on. And then you can't stand in that. That black there will kill you. So you can't stand in it. It will be bad for you. You don't want to do it.
5.
I'm going to drop this one off here. Oh my god, they put that one in front of the boss.
Said time. I thought you were at.
So the boss cleaves, so the tanks,
Guys,
so we can't really get that.
On somebody that
Pretty much they screwed us, so I'm going to lose my buff. Okay, so that's just the one thing I was telling you about, which is pretty much the same shadow circle as the cone. But I have to drop it behind so it doesn't go inside. Okay, and then there we go. And then there goes the cone. So see, it gets merged into the cone. That priest, I bet you that's the one. Oh no, it's the holy bubble person. Okay, never mind. And yeah, so I was about to accuse Daddy's girl apparently, but no, it wasn't her that died. Okay, so then we're moving for the cone again, and then there you go. So now, so you have to use the room like that pretty much, and then just like keep on going around like that in the circle.
I'm just him.
And just use your space pretty much.
Cone coming in 5. 2% until transition. This should be our last cone.
Crap, I moved too early. That was on me. So he's gonna transition soon.
Come on, one more buff.
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, so now that's that circle around. You see it around the room. We got to be careful about that. It's not going to be good for us. You don't want to be inside it. Like you want to pretty much not get hit. If it looks pretty, don't stand in it. Like straight up. It's like these green circles on the ground are healing circles. So get used to like what is okay and what is not. But if it looks pretty, most of the time don't stand in it. And then that's like a damaged one put down by another player. It's death and decay. So you'll get used to what the abilities look like and what the boss moves look like and like what you're not supposed to stand in. Okay, so all those people who have those big huge shine orbs about them, plus that ray underground we need to avoid it. You see how they're running away with them? Because they need to be as far away from possible, because when they take damage with that, everybody who's too close to them will take the same damage, and that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. So you want to pretty much get as far away from everybody, and that's why the boss is all the way over here. And then they're taking them away, like, you know, because when those go off, they're like bombs. They're going to explode and hit everybody, and you don't want it. You don't want everybody to be. You pretty much want everybody to be far away from you, so you don't get hit by the bomb. Which is what's going on here. And then we're dodging this ray on the ground. Pretty much picks one person to target for the ray. That person will take a lot of damage, less damage, But like if everybody takes that damage, it's bad. So you can heal one person through it, but you can't heal a bunch of people through it. So that one person who's taking the ray needs to stand still, and everybody else would go around him. The most important thing is that the people who are taking the rays, they don't have their rays crossed, so they're not taking 2 of the rays at the same time. And they never ever be in front of the boss unless they're the tanks, because you're gonna get cleaved like no tomorrow. So the tanks are doing their thing there. You see how big and golden they are right now.
4, 3.
That's like pretty much kind of like what you were doing for us when you were playing. Okay, so I got the soul burst as well, so I'm gonna just ice block it there. Boom! I forced the bomb off, and then I can run back in and see my people.
You got plenty.
So I just pretty much blinked away, and then I come back and I can see my people, and I gotta be super careful because like I want to make sure I shouldn't have popped that cooldown. I should have waited. I popped the cooldown, and I should have just used it for ads or whatever. I'm distracted trying to teach you this and stuff like that. But alright, so yeah, that's done. So now we can stand on the tank.
That's not a paladin, you liar.
Pretty much always want to stand in the light because they're protecting us really straight. Frost.
Nature's next.
Some of these are going to turn into melee,
correct.
so you got to be careful about that. Where's my frost one?
You
Whatever.
could talk and soul core, I'd appreciate it.
That's not frost. What the heck, man? That's holy.
Oh shit.
Ooh, careful, tanks.
Okay, there it is. There's frost. Oh crap.
Just take the sword. That's fine.
So there's cosmic beacon or something that they'll cast. That's the only thing we need to interrupt. We do not interrupt this Stardust. You only interrupt cosmic beacon.
I'll him.
On the switch.
That's cosmic ray. You don't interrupt that either. Oh my god, that person moved the ray over to me a bit. There's a beacon that looks like it almost went off. It's on one of the other ads. This one's mine, so I don't focus on that. Chilius interrupted cosmic beacon on Frost Square. It changed to melee. Square's melee.
Gonna be a steal CD for this one.
Cosmic power. What the heck is that? Never seen that before.
Oh, good one right on me.
So I'm letting them know that it changed. Okay, so you see how I have the cosmic ray right now, so I'm going to stand still because it would be easier for these players to move around me than for me to, you know, try and move around them and make it easier for them to get around the ray. So, alright, we're finishing up these ads, and then the boss is going to kill all of us. It's part of the fight. And then we're going to, like, get rezzed and just a whole bunch of other stuff, which is good because we look like we lost a decent amount of people. Chilius has next cosmic beat getting on star if it goes off. I don't think it will.
Everybody's on it, so if it gets off, we got problems.
I'm gonna say
He's not even gonna cast it because he's melee.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't think he will because it's melee. I don't know if they can change back.
Okay, who's staying down? Hughes?
Yeah, I'll stay down.
Yeah, they can change from caster to melee, but I don't know if they can change from melee to caster.
Yeah,
I don't know.
my
Like,
battle net restarted.
Okay.
so we're all gonna die. There's gonna be these shadow beasts. You don't want to get hit by them. They'll knock you
Wherever
back.
we pull the boss to, if you
They'll
have
do damage
bombs
to
like
everybody.
the
It's no good, and it will be consistently raining all this shadow stuff. You got to consistently dodge the rain, and with all the other mechanics with the bombs that you got to run back will still happen. But there will be these orbs as well, and these orbs got to be killed. Otherwise, they'll like grow too big and consume the platform. So we ran to the tree and it resurrected pretty much, and then like. Yeah, so I got a lust.
Yep.
No, I got the ring. Like, screw that shit. Somebody else can do it.
orbs.
Okay, so the orbs are going to spawn right now. They're talking about that. Okay, there they are. So if we don't kill these quickly enough, they'll grow and they'll consume the whole entire room and they'll automatically kill us. And that would be no good.
Get away from this orb.
Okay, and then at the same time, we got to be close because those bombs are still going back there. So you gotta be careful. I thought I saw one orb back there, but it's just
Big one's about to go off in 2 seconds.
And then you see this rain dropping all over the place. You gotta dodge these rainfalls because they do hurt a lot. And you don't want to get hit by it. What the heck, man? Is that lag? Yeah, it was.
Orbs in 10.
That's not fair. It wasn't letting me cast anything for a bit. I don't know what was up with that.
4,
I'm like
3,
hitting buttons, nothing's
2,
casting.
1.
Okay, so then orbs again. I gotta make sure that they get around the room. There's a bunch of melee there, so I'm more or less focusing on the other ones here, trying to make sure that they all get down. Get my shield up, make it easier on the healers as much as possible. I'm using a health cookie as well. If you die, you can resurrect in this fight off the tree, but you want to pick up a few orbs before doing so, and damage dealers should only res once. Because there's only a certain amount of charges in the tree, pretty much. It will like lose health every single time it reses somebody, and the tanks and the healers are more important than the damage dealer.
2, 1.
If you have no tank and no healer, then the boss is just going to go around one-shotting people, and more people are going to die because we have less kills going out. The DPS have to push the timer because the DPS's job to make sure that you don't get hit by crap, so you can not die and waste your reses and make sure that we get the bosses down quickly as possible. Yeah, you see that circle and how it's growing? It can grow, it can send the whole entire platform. It starts off growing really slow, but it starts growing really quickly. So,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of them. So if everybody, it takes a few, like, you know, so if everybody's not
Tree
switching, it will kind of wipe
If
you.
healers want, heal the tree. It's dying.
I have no bonus roll, I don't think, for this boss because I used it. Blinked out of the rainfall.
Not fucking fair.
I got like 3 bombs at the beginning.
I need you to go heal the tree, Kieran. Get your bandages out. Get away from the boss. Get away
And
from
he's
the
trying
boss.
to kill the tree so he can
Run.
get more.
God damn.
He's joking. He's just giving him a hard time to like mess with him. But yeah,
Yes.
Wood's more upgrade.
That healer
Oh,
sucks.
legendary for Rhinomi.
It's okay. She's a daddy's girl. She can do whatever she
Oh,
wants.
Kieran got a tree. I didn't have it.
Hey, oh,
Very
boom.
nice. Conch,
Wood's
fucking
965.
nothing.
There's literally nothing I
God
can use drop in there.
Oh my.
Because I'm not seeing loot pop up. Oh, there's a 970 life relic, but that one's crap for you, is
I'll
it not?
take it off your hands.
I can't even trade
So-
it because it's 15 atom levels higher than any other relic I have.
So you just don't care. Fine. Good job, all.
I got at 970.
Oh, is it on personal loot or?
Yeah, I
it's
just had it on
just
personal.
we're
Right?
missing a lot.
Okay.
Say again.
I was sitting there, I'm waiting for loot council to pop up, and I'm like, oh, there's gold there. But yeah, pretty much to go over it again.
Blood relic, but I'll try.
Is that when the expansion first came out,
Yes.
I can't remember if it's for this expansion, but typically speaking, you can't do raids right away. You usually have to wait like a week
So
or
I didn't
two.
actually change
So, you
is
know,
that-
everybody gets a
is that
chance to
Steven or
level,
Chillis?
but
I'm
you can
sorry.
do dungeons.
Yeah, I need
Steven? Okay.
So pretty much you have
Don't
these
say
broken
I.
shore, the broken isles.
Man,
So
I
like
just want to hear you
that's the
pronounce
name
your
of the
own
new
name.
zone.
I don't know how to say
So pretty
it.
much you have all the world bosses you can do throughout the
Steven,
new
Steven,
expansion.
but,
Some of these they added
is that like
later.
phone booth?
They're
or
not
is that like-
all. Not all these world bosses were in here right away. Some of them were
When I
added
used to
later
raid with
throughout the
him on
expansion.
his mage, his name would be
Then you have the raid.
MIIY.
The easiest mode of the raid you can do is Raid Finder. It's meant for like people who are really casual and
since we
stuff like
have
that.
so many missing, we're not going to try to attempt our mythic tonight. So we're
Oh.
gonna just do a normal clear. If anybody wants to come, feel free. I'd like you can bring alts. But
So we're gonna do normal
make
because
sure
we're missing
I'm
too
not
many
doing
people
carries,
tonight
so
because a
make sure
couple of our
they're just
guildies
for
got
normal.
snowed in and crap like that.
What's minimum I
Let me tell Alejandra. She wait.
ATC 945.
She can bring her demon hunter. We can carry her demon hunter.
Cutting
Let me
edge.
tell her.
970.
Cutting edge 970ish. No, I mean 920, 930ish. I don't want to be, no 900s.
I got
Maybe
930.
message her on Discord.
Relics in one day.
So yeah, we'll just carry her
If
demon
that day, you're
hunter.
more
I
than
do like
welcome to
10 billion
stick around, or
DPS.
Thank you
Like,
for coming if you're not going to. So,
it doesn't matter. Are we disbanding and reforming?
yeah, I'm just going to reform the whole thing. So, all
I'm bringing my demon hunter. Bitches.
right. Just leave that.
Does
raid
anybody
on
want
the
a
invite.
disgusting feast? I'll put down a disgusting feast. I worked so hard to collect all that meat. I want to use it.
Yeah, you
Like,
can summon a rare off of that.
oh, you can?
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
Priscilla, even when she isn't up, you can just summon her over and over and over again.
No, it's not Priscilla. It's a different one.
Is it?
With that, how do you
Okay.
do it?
Priscilla
It's a
likes me.
special. It's a
When you
yeah.
get
It's a
all
different.
100, yeah.
It's a different rare than the one that's always up. There's
It's
like
in
a
the
different
cave right there
mother.
next to her.
It's in the northern.
Oh, okay.
There's like a northern alcove that you bring the feast to, and it just brings up another imp mother.
Hmm.
It's just there's like a few summonable ones.
I have to give that a shot then.
I think it drops a toy.
40 raid done. This is right.
So, anyways,
Yeah,
back to
those
what I was
two
saying.
very
Is
clean
that,
kills,
like,
kind of makes
so
me
pretty much
disappointed
this is
with
the
our
first raid to
performance
come
on Tuesday,
out.
But hey,
It drops 935 item level,
That happens a lot.
and like the higher the item level, the more stats will be on it.
we
Kind
were
of
just
like when
lazy.
we were
I mean,
going
that's
over
what same
stuff
thing
in
on Portal.
Diablo.
That's what makes
So, like,
me
if you
frustrated.
notice,
It's not-
what I'm wearing
people
is
just weren't switching. They weren't. You know,
One
everybody
second.
just thinks after a while we've downed this boss 7 times, so
yeah. Okay, so I can hear myself think. So yeah, so right now I'm wearing I'm wearing older tier because the set bonus is better, but that's another conversation. So right now I'm wearing mostly 960, 950 gear, and if you look at this, like a pair of 950 pants have roughly 3,500 intellect on it. Intellect increases the damage I deal with spells, so all my spells will hit harder based off of my intellect. If I had lower item level stuff on, then it'd have less intellect. So let's look at this, the pants. Some pants that dropped off of the first one here. Because all pants at the same item level have the same intellect. So okay, so this one is 935 raid fighter pants from the first raid that came out, and that has 1,200 intellect. So pretty much I have, roughly speaking, 2,200 or yeah, 2,200 more 2,300 more intellect, roughly speaking, than the first raid pants. But like raid finder is the easiest difficulty for the first, of all the raids. Then you can do normal, and if you notice that instead of roughly speaking 1,200 intellect, the normal from a raid finder, the normal pants instead have 1,300 intellect, 1,400 intellect. So it's roughly 250 more intellect as you go between the difficulties, as you're increasing the item level. As you can see, like 880 plus is the highest that you can get for the first tier. So this is like the first the first raid that you could do when the expansion came out. It was around for like 3 or 4 months before the new raid came out. The highest item level you could get from it is like 880 plus gear on Mythic. So like if you went into Mythic for the next raid after that, which is Trial of Valor, you notice that Mythic, it drops 10 item levels higher for the gear 4 months later. So the newer raid will always drop higher item level gear, which means that it's going to have better stats. But like it comes out over the course of the expansion. Every single expansion lasts roughly about 2.5 years or so. And then the Nighthold, as you can see on Mythic, drops 905 gear. So that's 15 item levels higher than Trial of Valor, and then which was 890. And then Tomb of Sargeras came out after the Nighthold, and that drops 930 gear, which is 15 item levels higher than the previous one, which was the Nighthold. And then now we're on Antorus, the Burning Throne, and that drops 960 gear, which is 30 item levels higher than the 930 gear at Tomb of Sargeras. But if you notice, if I go backwards here, I'm only been comparing Mythic level gear. So on Heroic, it dropped the latest raid, instead of dropping 960 gear, will drop 945 gear. And then on normal, it would drop 930 gear. And then on Raid Finder, which is the easiest mode, it would drop 915 gear. So the higher your item level in gear, the more damage you do. There's a little bit of extra things that go into it, like set bonuses and stuff like that, but that's like more complicated. And every single class has a different rotation, but that's again a little bit more complicated. So the main reason why you'd want to play WoW is mostly for the end game. Like you get all these different achievements. You have like different bosses, like consistently always new bosses, and every single boss has like different mechanics. So like if you notice the one that we were doing before that, It's just completely different than the one that we did after that, like the final boss in that raid. So it's just those are the last 2 bosses in that raid. And right now we're going to do normal, and normal is pretty easy, but it's still like stuff you have to do here and there, and it's like half the mechanics of heroics, so you'll get an idea for that as well. But it's really easy. It's not that bad, and you just get loot, like, and you use, you know, it's lots of fun. It's kind of like Diablo, but a lot more complicated. And there's different degrees of gear that you can get. In Diablo, there's just like all 1 degree. Like, if you go into one section of Diablo, you're going to get the same kind of power of legendaries than from another section. I'd say the only way that Diablo kind of factors in like that is that there's different torment levels of Diablo. But the thing is that it's the same fights in Diablo. Like, they never change. In World of Warcraft, the fights are always changing. They're always getting difficult and interesting, and they mix up the abilities and like all different kinds of stuff. In Diablo, it's going to be the same abilities, the same fights, the same gear. You just might get slightly stronger gear and stuff like that because of the torment level. But they do have a large variety of gear in Diablo. It's just WoW has more. And then there's different set bonuses. You get that in Diablo as well, but I don't know. WoW has a lot more, and you can mix sets and stuff like that. That's why I'm using these lower ones, because I'm mixing some sets. I can get higher item levels of these and trying to get them 930 plus if possible. And it's just, it makes for a fun game. And right now I was playing Frost. If I wanted to, I could play Fire. And like Fire is just completely different than Frost. Like you saw how I was playing Frost, and Fire you can drop frozen orbs and a whole bunch of other stuff. I sometimes play Fire for PvP. I guess I can do it on the trash to give you an example of what it's like. I don't really play it that much anymore. So please stop chewing on the presents. I have a few of my parents' presents and a couple of our friends' presents we still haven't given out yet, so they're still under the tree and the cat's chewing on them. Stop chewing on the bows. Yeah, because you know you've been bad, huh? You're trying to get away from me, you know you've been bad. Hey! She thinks she's the boss, so when she acts so bad, she starts to try and attack you. Oh, so this is the door, the closet, whatever you want to call it. Warlocks can put this down with the help of 2 other players. So they pretty much cast a spell, and it takes 3 people to make it happen. And it pits up this portal, and then people can be summoned to our location because of it. So it's pretty cool. Drop a fire meteor, living bombs going off everywhere. Oh crap, why did I use that? That tells you I haven't played it in a while. I meant to use Flame Strike instead of Viral Blasting with that many targets. Like, okay. And I keep on thinking it's on a different hotkey. It's not. You can drop living bombs again. I swear, I played this before. Drop meteor. Those are instant pyroblast, which is pretty much this big, huge, giant fireball. It's letting me know when they proc. That's letting me know that's an instant cast. If you're going to try and cast it, it's a really long cast. I'll show you in a second. Same thing with Flame Strike. Really, really long cast. Oh, crap. that's a stupid long cast. Like, nobody should ever have to do that. And it's the same thing with that. That's like a really long cast for both of them. Switch back.
Beware.
I swear I have mana.
Beware. Beware.
Alright, I'm gonna just close down the stream for now because it's kind of pointless to show this on normal. I mean, I guess I could, and he's like not really watching anymore, so I could show it. I'll just close it down for now.